Hi, girls. It's your fabulous Aunt Kate. I have another story for you. It is called The Big Orange Splot. Mr. Plumbeam, that's Mr. Plumbeam, lived on a street where all the houses were the same. He liked it that way. So did everybody else on Mr. Plumbeam's street. This is a neat street, they would say. All the houses are all the same. Then one day, a seagull flew over Mr. Plumbeam's house. He was carrying a can of bright orange paint. No one knows why. And he dropped the can, no one knows why, right over Mr. Plumbeam's house. There's the roof. Look what happened. Made a big mess. It made a big orange spot on Mr. Plumbeam's house. Oh, too bad, everybody said. Mr. Plumbeam will have to paint his house again. I suppose I will, said Mr. Plumbeam. But he didn't paint his house right away. He looked at the big orange spot for a long time. Then he went about his business. The neighbors got tired of seeing that big orange spot. That one. Someone said, Mr. Plumbeam, we wish you'd get around to painting your house. Okay, said Mr. Plumbeam. He got some blue paint and some white paint, and that night he got busy. He painted at night because it was cooler. When the paint was gone, the roof was blue, the walls were white, and the big orange spot was still there. Then he got some more paint. He got red paint, yellow paint, green paint, and purple paint. In the morning, okay, there he is, painting at night. Paint, paint, paint. In the morning, the other people on the street came out of their houses. Their houses were all the same, but Mr. Plumbeam's house was like a rainbow. It was like a jungle. It was like an explosion. You see his house with all those pretty colors? There was the big orange spot, and there were little orange spots. There were stripes. There were pictures of elephants and lions and pretty girls and steam shovels. The people said, Plumbeam has popped his cork, flipped his wig, blown his stack, and dropped his stopper. They went away muttering. That day, Mr. Plumbeam bought carpenter's tools. That night, he built a tower on top of his roof and painted a clock on the tower. Oh, wait, you haven't really seen the house yet, have you? Look at that. Can you see the lion and the elephants and the steam shovel? And there's the big orange spot. It's still there. Look at all those pretty colors. Mabel's not impressed. The next day, the people said, Plumbeam has gushed his mush, lost his marbles, and slipped his houser. They decided they would pretend not to notice. Okay, see the new clock tower? There's the clock. There's a little tower. And there's another little roof. There's the elephant. There's the lion. That very night, Mr. Plumbeam got a truck full of green things. He planted palm trees, thorn bushes, onions, and frangipani. Not sure what that is. Some kind of plant, I guess. In the morning, he bought a hammock and an alligator. Okay, there he is in his truck with all his plants. When the other people came out of their houses, they saw Mr. Plumbeam swinging in a hammock between two palm trees. They saw an alligator lying in the grass. Mr. Plumbeam was drinking lemonade. Okay, can you see him in his hammock? In between the palm trees? There he is. Mabel's still sleeping. It's not a very exciting book for her. Plumbeam has gone too far. This used to be a neat street. Plumbeam, what have you done to your house? The people shouted. My house is me, and I am it. My house is where I like to be, and it looks like all my dreams, Mr. Plumbean said. The people went away. They asked the man who lived next door to Mr. Plumbean to go and have a talk with him. Tell him that we liked it here before he changed his house. Tell him that his house has to be the same as ours so we can have a neat street. What do you see under his hammock? That's his alligator. And look at that. There's his lemonade. The man went to see Mr. Plumbean that evening. They sat under the palm trees drinking lemonade, talking all night long. There they are, under the palm trees, drinking lemonade. That sounds very nice, doesn't it? Early the next morning, the man went out to get lumber and rope and nails and paint. When the people came out of their houses, they saw a red and yellow ship next door to the house of Mr. Plumbean. See the ship? There's Mr. Plumbean's house. There's a ship. Pretty cool house, huh? What have you done to your house? They shouted at the man. My house is me, and I am it. My house is where I like to be, and it looks like all my dreams, said the man, who had always loved ships. He's just like Plumbean, the people said. He's got bees in his bonnet, bats in his belfry, and knots in his noodle. Then one by one, they went to see Mr. Plumbean late at night. They would sit under the palm trees and drink lemonade and talk about their dreams. And whenever anybody visited Mr. Plumbean's house, the very next day, that person would set about changing his own house to fit his dreams. Whoa, look at that. Oh my gosh, how fun is that? Look at that. So cool. Wait, I got two more for you. That one looks like a castle with a moat. And that looks like a Greek temple. How cool is that? Whenever a stranger came to the street of Mr. Plumbean and his neighbors, the stranger would say, "This is not a neat street." Then all the people would say, "Our street is us and we are it. Our street is where we like to be and it looks like all our dreams." The end. What does the house in your dreams look like? Good night.